that Andy redid my last vlog keto style. So, you know what? Lisa, should we challenge him again?
Yes.
Okay, this is the big hard yes from Lisa. Andy, you are now challenged to make this keto style. And I'm sure you can do it, because you're pretty good at what you do.
Alright, good timers, hello. As you can see, Drew has done another cooking video. This is his, his cowboy spaghetti. And as you can also see, he has once again challenged me to do a keto version for him. So, who am I to say no to a good challenge and a good cooking episode? So here is another cooking vlog, keto style, with Andy and with Drew. We'll see you guys in the kitchen. And alright guys, we have now made our way into the kitchen. I thought I'd start off here today by showing you what we're going to do to make this cowboy spaghetti keto. So we're going to start off, and this is goes right along with Drew's recipe here, and we're going to do some roasted tomatoes. But what I've done today, because the store didn't actually have any canned roasted tomatoes, I bought myself some fresh tomatoes from right here in Maine, Backyard Farms. They're grown just about 10 miles away from our house here, so they ought to be nice and fresh. And we're going to grill those up to create the roasted tomato, fire-roasted tomato flavor that we're looking for in this dish. Also got some whole peeled tomatoes here. Don't have any Worcestershire sauce here in the house, which I didn't realize until now. So we're going to replace it with some sugar-free steak sauce instead. And that does have a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in there. Also got myself some Worcestershire black pepper, which is also going to add some of that Worcestershire flavor. Just got some olive oil over here to saute everything up in. Got a little bit of hot sauce. This hot sauce is actually from Belize. Yeah, we discovered this when we were in Belize and bought it right before we came home on our vacation last year. If you guys haven't seen those vlogs, certainly check those out, because Belize was an awesome time. We loved Belize. But yeah, well, this is hot sauce from there. Habanero pepper sauce, so that ought to give a nice kick to it. Got a little bit of minced garlic to add to it. Got some sliced onions here that Simone actually sliced yesterday. We're going to dice those up here in a few minutes. Also got the main ingredient, which is obviously the meat part of it. Then we've got some uncured applewood smoked bacon and also some ground beef here, both from Butcher Box, which I highly suggest if you're on a keto diet, even if you're not on a keto diet. Everything is grass-fed that comes from Butcher Box, humanely sourced, all that good stuff. Also, a company out of Massachusetts, so somewhat local as well. So, highly suggest Butcher Box. It is a great website and a great place to get all of your meats. So, the last part of this whole entire thing is going to be the pasta. And for pasta, if you're on keto, you can't really eat real pasta because it's gluten-free diet. And so these are shirataki konjac pasta. Now, if you've never handled these, they have the consistency of pasta, but you don't have to cook them, and they are actually made from shirataki mushrooms. So when you first open the package, you might get a little bit of that woodsy, mushroomy scent. Don't worry about that. You're just going to rinse them off and use them as you would regular pasta. So I'll show you that a little bit later. Finally, the last and probably the most important ingredient in this recipe is the beer. Now, for us, Corona Premier is our choice because that is a very low-carb beer. It's actually only 2.6 carbs per bottle. So that's what we're going to be using today to flavor up this cowboy spaghetti. All right. So I'm going to get prepping here, guys, and we'll be back with you here in a short bit. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to do here is just rinse off these tomatoes, as they have been sitting on the shelf at the supermarket here for probably a couple of days at least. So they've collected all kinds of dust and God knows what else. So I'm just going to rinse these off. Give them a quick strain. Now that we've rinsed them off, I'm going to dump them right into my cast iron grill pan, which I use and love a lot. And we're going to just kind of sear these off so we can get that fire roasted tomato flavor that we need for the recipe. All right, and my trusty cast iron grill pan here has been heating up for a couple of minutes. I've just got it sprayed down with a little bit of avocado oil cooking spray. We're just going to dump these right in here. I think it's hot enough now. Get a little bit of a sizzle, so, oh yeah. As long as you can hear the sizzle, you know it's warm enough. So we're just going to dump those in there. So we're just looking to do a quick sear on these. And then we're going to actually let them cool down and add them to the sauce later. We're pretty much done searing. They're starting to blister a little bit, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So we're just going to gather these up and throw them into the fridge to cool down. We're going to dice those up later to use for our sauce. All right, guys, now it's time to start dicing up. Like I said, Simone sliced these for me yesterday, I should say. She was using them for another dish. So I'm going to dice them up today because I don't want it sliced for our sauce. So we're just going to do a quick dice of these. After that, we're going to go ahead and dice the bacon up for this recipe as well. And then we're going to cook it all together. I know Drew cooked his separately, but I'm going to cook mine all together because I like the flavor that the bacon is going to give to these onions. It'll help them caramelize a little bit in our cast iron pan. So, speaking of Simone, she is not with us here today. Normally she'd be in the other room, kind of like Lisa, helping me out and directing from afar. But today she's actually off at her sister's house, helping her with some gardening stuff that she's doing. But she'll definitely be here later, I should say, to help us taste this. And I know you guys all want to see pickles, so we'll make sure that happens. So yeah, I'm going to finish dicing all this stuff up, guys, and then we'll start cooking. Okay, so that's all done being diced up. I got my bacon and my onions here. We're going to throw some olive oil in the pan beside me, and then we're going to start sauteing it all together. I'm going to saute it a little bit slow because I want all the fat to render out of that bacon and really flavor the onions. We're going to use that fat to fry everything in here today for this cowboy spaghetti. So, hey guys, by the way, 72 hours from now, Simone and I, and probably half of the vloggers you guys all follow, are going to be in Vegas. Rocktober begins October 14th. Literally 72 hours away, and Simone and I are so excited. We wish that all you guys could be there. Lisa and Drew, especially you guys, going to miss you in Vegas, but hopefully we'll catch up with you two here in November over in Massachusetts and be able to do a couple of vlogs together then. But yeah, guys, we are wicked excited. We've packed all of our stuff, and we are ready for Las Vegas and ready for Rocktober. So yeah, let's get this stuff frying up here. All right, guys, and we got this cast iron that's been preheating here for just a couple of minutes. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil just to get the onions started, but not much, because most of our fat to fry these onions is going to come from the bacon that we rendered. So, all right, that's heated up enough here probably, so we'll find out in a minute. If you want to hear that sizzle. Oh, yeah. Pan is plenty hot enough, so we're going to toss it in there and get these things cooking down. Then we're going to crisp up our bacon, and after that, we'll add the garlic. We don't want to add the garlic too early because that'll end up burning. So we're just going to saute these onions first and let that kind of sit there for a little while and be right back. Okay, so as you can see, these onions have cooked down pretty well here, and they're pretty much translucent and starting to caramelize. So we're going to go ahead and add our bacon now. And once again, I'm going to cook this a little bit slow just so we can render the fat out. And then we'll turn up the heat a little bit to get the bacon a little crispier after that. We're going to season it now with the Worcestershire pepper that we got here. And I'm going to be pretty generous with pepper because I do love pepper. I'm not going to actually put any salt in this dish until the very end because with that bacon, it's probably going to be plenty salty enough. Plus this Worcestershire black pepper blend that I have here actually has salt in it as well. So between those two things, we're probably going to be doing pretty well without any added extra salt. Alright guys, as you can see, that bacon and onions have rendered up real nice. We got nice crispy looking bacon in there. So we're going to go ahead and take this out of the pan now, throw our hamburger in there, and get that frying up for this recipe. Alright guys, as you can see, our hamburger is just about done browning up here. Now's about a good time to add the garlic. I was actually planning on adding it with the onions and bacon, but kind of forgot about that. So garlic it is now. And we're just going to try to finish this off because it's been sitting in my fridge for a while and not really going to use it anymore. So trying to get all that garlic out of there and into the hamburger. Alright, so next thing we're going to add is our tomatoes and tomato sauce, but I'm going to need a lot bigger pan for that. So I'm going to go find myself another pan and we will put together this sauce in just a second. Alright guys, you can see now we've moved on to a bigger pan, I think. Not really sure. We're going to find out in a second. But what I think is a bigger pan, we're just going to add the bacon and onions in there. Make sure we get it all. Man, bacon and onions. They ought to make a candle out of that. So that stuff smells great. Home fragrance for the house. Bacon and onion man candle. All right, then we're gonna add these roasted tomatoes that we got here. Getting a little nervous. I'm running out of room already in this pan. All right, next up we got some tomato sauce. Now I've got about 4 cups of sauce here. This is actually tomatoes with, or whole tomatoes I should say, in sauce. And then we got some diced ones as well that are going in there. And we're starting to lose room. Let's give that a stir, see if it all fits. Still got to fit beer in here somewhere. Not sure how Drew fit all of his into his pan, but... Alright, stir that all in. Still got a little bit of room. This is going to simmer for about 3 or 4 hours. I'm a firm believer in simmering my sauces for a long time because that gets all the flavors to meld together. Honestly, sauces are actually better made a day ahead of time and then reheated because as it sits overnight, all the flavors kind of mix in. But we're going to give this a good 3 or 4 hours this afternoon to just sit here and kind of simmer along. But we can't forget the main ingredient in this, and that is the Corona beer. Hopefully it all fits. So let's find out here in just a second. Alright guys, I got my Corona beer cracked open, but first we gotta add some of this Belizean hot sauce here. I don't really know how much to add, but I think that's probably pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of hot sauce, but Drew used that in his, so we're using it in ours. Last but not least, the beer. Now, I think Drew added a cup. We're just going to add pretty much this whole bottle because I've already doubled this recipe pretty much. Or we're just going to keep filling it until I can't fill it anymore, which is just about there. Alright, so that's all we're going to add because I can't fit any more into the pan. So then we're going to slowly, really slowly stir this. You know, when this pan was empty, it looked a lot bigger. That's what she said. Alright, so it's all in there, guys. We're going to wait for it to start to simmer, give it a good 3 or 4 hours, and then give it a quick taste test. In the meantime, I'm going to go sit down, watch some NFL Sunday football, and finish this Corona beer that I already started. Oh yeah, and one last thing I forgot again, guys, is a little bit of this steak sauce. We're just going to add that right in there. So now, we're going to let it simmer for the 3 hours. Alright now guys, we are at about 2 hours now that this has been simmering. As you can see, it's starting to come along real nice. It's reduced down a little bit. I did overflow the top of it just a little bit at the beginning, but I got that all cleaned up before Simone gets home so she doesn't yell at me. But I just tasted it. Needs a little bit of something extra, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to season this up with some salt-free Mrs. Dash. And this is the onion and herb flavor. And this is one of my favorite flavors of Mrs. Dash. I love this stuff. Use it for just about everything. It's got all kinds of herbs and spices in there. Obviously garlic and onion as well. So I would highly suggest using Mrs. Dash for a lot of your recipes. Just adds a little something extra and doesn't add any salt. So we're going to stir that in there and wait for another couple hours here. And it should be just about ready. All right, guys. Well, that sauce has been simmering now for almost 4 hours. In the meantime, we're still waiting for Simone to come home. But we're going to go ahead and shred up some cheese here. And I've got with me a Kerrygold Dubliner cheese. It's a hard cheddar. And a lot of people like the Parmesan with the pasta. Simone chooses the sharp cheddar, though. So we're just going to go ahead and grind this. In my opinion, fresh shredded cheese is so much better than that powdered shit you get from the store. But a lot of people like that stuff, so whatever you like, go ahead and do. But for us, it's going to be this sharp cheddar, which should go great with the bacon and onions there in that sauce. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish shredding this up. Then we're going to get the pasta washed up, and hopefully Simone will be home soon to taste all this. So rumor has it that Simone is almost home, so we're going to open these shirataki mushroom noodles that we have here and give them a good rinse to get that mushroom smell off them. I know, it doesn't sound appetizing, but trust me, these things are pretty good. You just got to get past the initial shock, we'll say. So yeah, those are our right batch. So what you gotta do is you gotta rinse them off for a couple of minutes actually to get all that stuff off there. And then you can fry them up in a pan to heat them up. And all those things combined will make them pretty good actually. So yeah, we're just gonna keep rinsing these here, guys, and then we'll put them in the pan and fry them up, and then we'll be ready to serve this spaghetti as soon as Simone gets home. Okay here, guys, I've got this pan already preheated. We're gonna turn it down a little bit here. And we're just gonna dump these noodles right in there. Ooh, a lot of water still in there. Oh well. So anyway, we're gonna dip these noodles right in there, and we're gonna stir them for a couple of minutes to dry them off a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this spoon that I already have here from the sauce. And yeah, this is kind of what you do to heat these suckers up, is you just keep on stirring them until most of the water is absorbed. Alright guys, as you can see, the shirataki noodles are now done. We've heated those up, and I'm happy to report they smell much better now. Actually don't really smell like anything at all. And over here, we've been simmering this sauce now for about 5 or 6 hours actually. So that sauce ought to be great as well. So we're just... And alright guys, there's the finished product. I've got the sauce over the noodles here. Sprinkle some cheese on there. Looks pretty darn good. And we have another voice heard from the living room. Sounds like Simone is finally here and ready for some food. It's ready.
All right.
Hello, Simone.
Hello.
Nice of you to make an appearance in my vlog today.
Hello, good timers.
Yes, hello, good timers. All right, you're going to have to grab yourself a fork. I didn't grab a fork for you.
What have you been doing all day?
I know. There you go.
Oh, it looks good.
All right, so here is the first taste test and opinion.
Gotta get a noodle. Jeez.
That's right, grab the noodle.
Grab the noodles.
Where's
the bacon?
Could be a little hot. Bacon's in there.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like sprinkled.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's in the sauce.
Yep, very good. I like it. I approve.
All right, so there you go, guys. That is the keto version of Drew's Cowboy Spaghetti.
I like how you've got the noodles already rinsed because I can't stand the
Yes,
smell
I
of it.
rinsed the noodles for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't smell. We're good.
So, thank you, Drew, for the inspiration. Thank you for the challenge. I'm hoping this is just as good as yours. And yeah, we will hopefully see Drew and Lisa here in the next couple of months, and we maybe can do some cooking together.
Yeah, Boston fun.
But until then,
Cooking with Andy?
Cooking with Andy is concluded. And we will see you guys in about 72 hours or so in Las Vegas.
Yes.
October.
Vacation. Vegas, baby.
That's right, Vegas. All right, guys. Have a good night and have a good times.
Yeah.